Discussion keeps the world turning.
This is Round Table.
Bo Le was a famous horse master who lived about 1,500 years ago. One day, the king of Chu asked Bo Le to find him the perfect horse. For our special Spring Festival episodes, we have prepared some special drama shows for you, and Bo Le is our story today. Coming to you from our studios in Beijing, this is Round Table. I'm Steve, and today I'm with Fei Fei and Yushan. First up,
In a time when kingdoms rose and fell with the strength of their cavalry, there was one skill that surpassed all others. Not the art of the sword, but the art of the eye. It was called 相马, the secret craft of seeing the true worth of a horse. And among all who had mastered this art, none had sharper eyes than Bo Le, a figure so legendary it was said he could tame the wildest steed with just a glance. And it was to this very man, Bo Le, that the king of Chu turned, searching for the eyes that could see the greatness hidden within the steeds. This is the story of a king, a legend, and horses that could change the fate of a kingdom forever. In the grand palace of the king of Chu, the weight of a kingdom rested upon the sharpness of his decisions. But today, the king's mind is fixed on one thing, finding a horse unlike any other, a horse that could run 1,000 li a day.
Bo Le.
Your Majesty.
Bo Le, I need your eyes, your wisdom. The empire's might rests upon the strength of its cavalry, but the horses we have, they are not enough. I have heard of a horse. No, a legend. One that can run 1,000 li a day without tiring. Imagine such a creature at the forefront of our army. Our kingdom could conquer anything. I need you to find it.
A horse that can run 1,000 li a day, Your Majesty. Such a creature is not easily found. It is rare, like a star in the night sky. Few exist, and those that do are not easily tamed or tracked.
But your eyes? Bo Le, you are the greatest at this. If anyone can find it, it is you. I trust you. The empire's future depends on this.
I understand, Your Majesty, and I promise you, I will do everything in my power to find this horse, but it will take time.
How long? How soon can you return?
It may take months, perhaps years.
Years? I cannot wait that long, Bo Le.
Your Majesty, I will need to travel far, across many regions, to search for such a creature. Horses like this do not come easily, and they do not stay in one place. But I will search everywhere, from the grasslands to the mountain passes.
The Empire cannot afford to wait.
I understand your urgency, Your Majesty, but even the finest horses cannot be rushed. To find the one that can run 1,000 li a day, I must ensure that it is truly worthy, that it will endure.
Very well. I will give you the time you need, but you must promise me this. Return with the horse, no matter the cost.
I promise, Your Majesty, I will not return empty-handed.
As Bo Le prepared for the journey ahead, he knew that the path would be long and filled with uncertainties. Wei, his wife, had stood by him through countless trials. And now, the worry in her eyes was unmistakable. Yet, despite her concerns, she knew that Bo Le was a man of his word. Their son, Liang, though young, had inherited his father's steadfast resolve, and there was no doubt in Bo Le's mind that his son was ready to prove himself.
Wei, I will take Liang with me. We'll find the horse, and I promise we will return. This is not just a search, it's a challenge, and I won't return empty-handed.
Bo Le, I worry. The king is not a man known for his patience. What if you fail? What if he punishes you for bringing back nothing but disappointment? You've always followed your vision, but this time, I fear it might cost you dearly.
I understand your fear, but I believe in this. I must follow this path for both our future and the kingdom's. We will be patient. The right horse, the true horse, will reveal itself to me.
Then go with my blessing, Bo Le. But be careful. You carry the weight of more than just a king's command. You carry our hopes too.
Father, I know this journey will be difficult, but I trust you. Take your time, and we'll find the horse.
And so, with a promise to return, Bo Le and Liang set out together on a long journey. Wei's worried gaze lingered behind them, but her heart held both love and quiet faith. The road ahead was uncertain, but Bo Le had never shied away from a challenge. This time, though, it was more than just a test of skill. It was a test of belief for both man and horse. Bo Le and Liang traveled through vast kingdoms where horses were bred for their strength, their speed, their endurance. Yet none has shown the true mark of the steed Bo Le sought. The perfect horse, as Bo Le knew all too well, was hidden in the most unexpected places, waiting to be discovered by those who truly knew how to see. It was on the dusty road that wound its way through the countryside that fate presented Bo Le with the very creature he had been searching for. A salt cart, laden with its heavy load, struggled up the hill, drawn by a horse whose every step seemed weighed down by the very earth itself. The horse was thin, its coat streaked with dirt, its legs shaking under the weight of the cart. It was a sight most would have dismissed as a broken-down creature with little hope left.
This is it. This is the one.
Father, this horse? It's so weak. You saw it struggle to put that cart. It looks like it's at the end of its strength. The king will not be pleased if we bring this back.
I understand your concern, my son, but there's something in this horse, something that cannot be seen at first glance.
What is that?
I have seen horses before, ones that appeared no more than beasts of burden, but beneath their surface, hidden from those who only look at the outside, is a fire, a strength like no other.
A legendary horse? Oh, please. I can barely even call it a horse, let alone a steed fit for a king. Look at it. It can barely move. What are you thinking, old man? A horse that can barely drag a cart isn't going to win any battles.
She's right, Father. Look at it. Look at how it struggles. Even if you see potentials in it, the king won't care about what it could be. He don't want a steed that already is something. This one might be the end of us both.
Do not worry, Liang. This horse is not what it appears. I have faith in its spirit. We'll take it, and the king will understand its worth when he sees it. I will buy this horse from you. I see its worth. You may not understand it, but I do.
Ha! Worth! It is like a bull, but all it does is pull a cart, and barely even that. If you are that eager, take it. I'll be glad to get rid of it.
Good luck, old man. You need it if that's your prize deed.
Without a second thought, Bo handed the man his payment. The deal was made, and with a nod to his son, he led the horse away from the cart. The creature, though weak, seemed to recognize the change in its fate, lifting its head just slightly higher, as though it sensed the future was now in its grasp. Bo arrived at the grand palace of the king of Chu, the air heavy with the weight of expectation. He led the tired, thin horse forward, his hand resting gently on its neck, as though the journey had only just begun. He spoke quietly to the creature, as if sharing a secret only it could understand.
I have found a good master for you.
The king, hearing the echo of that neigh, rushed out from the palace. His eyes, sharp and demanding, fell upon the horse. But what he saw did not meet his expectations. The steed was thin, ragged even, and it looked nothing like the majestic creature he had imagined in his mind.
Bo, what is this?
Your Majesty, I have brought you the 1,000-li horse. Please, take a closer look.
This is the horse you speak of? It is nothing more than a sorry, starving beast. Look at it. Too weak to even stand properly. How could this possibly fight in battle, let alone run 1,000 li? Did you truly think I will be fooled by this wreck? General Tao, step forward. Tell me, can you see this as the horse of 1,000 li? Is this creature worthy of our kingdom's cavalry?
Your Majesty, perhaps this is a trick. Bo has failed you. It would be wise to consider punishment for this deception.
This horse is indeed the 1,000-li horse. It has spent the last few months pulling a cart without the proper care or rest it deserves. That is why it appears so thin. But with the right nourishment and proper care, it will regain its strength in less than half a month.
You have been trusted to bring me a horse worthy of my kingdom, Bo. I cannot deny that your reputation precedes you, but this horse, it seems a far cry from what I imagined. Still, I will give you one last chance. Take this horse, care for it, feed it, and return in 1 month. If it has proven itself by then, I will consider it. But if it does not live up to its potential, you will have failed me, Bo.
I understand, Your Majesty. You will see its worth. I will return with a strong steed.
And so, the king of Chu, though skeptical, gave Bo the time he asked for. 1 month to prove the worth of the horse that had seemed so unworthy. The road ahead would not be easy, and the pressure was now heavier than ever. Would the 1,000-li horse live up to its name, or would Bole's faith lead him to ruin? Only time would tell.
This is what you brought back from the king?
Yes.
You promised 1,000 li, and you return with death on a rope. Do you know what the king does to men who lie?
Mother!
You were wrong. Admit it.
This is not just any horse. It has strength beneath that weariness. Give it time. In less than a month, you will see what it can become.
Granny Lu, Bole's longtime neighbor, had been watching from her porch. Gruff and wise, she'd seen her fair share of strange happenings. But this was something new. With a snort, she shuffled over to take a closer look, ready to voice her thoughts, no matter how blunt they might be.
What's this? That thing won't run a li, let alone 1,000. But wait. Its eyes are still burning. Ha, Mrs. Chen. It's good you've come. As a herbalist, do you see any chance this poor creature will find strength again?
It's empty, not broken. Rest and care may save it. The right herbs, the right food, a little patience, and the proper treatment, and we'll see it get stronger.
Nothing was proven that day. Only belief was spoken aloud.
Father, it's standing!
The body remembers.
Still ugly, but not dying.
It never was, Granny Lu. It never was.
And so, under the steady hand of Bole, with support from those who believed in him, the horse began to transform. From the frail, weary creature that had first arrived, to the powerful, energetic steed it was becoming. Every sign pointed to a future where the 1,000-li horse would fulfill its promise. The day had arrived. Bole stood at the edge of the king's palace, watching as the king of Chu mounted the horse. The once weak creature now stood tall, its coat shining under the sun, muscles rippling with power. The air was thick with expectation. Today, the horse would prove its worth. The galloping of the horse grew louder and faster. The king was riding at full speed. 100 li was crossed in what felt like moments.
100 li. In no time at all. This horse, this is the one. The 1,000-li horse is real. Bole, you've done it. You were right all along. This is the steed I've dreamed of. The horse of 1,000 li, beyond my wildest expectations. I feel the strength in its stride.
Your Majesty, there can be no doubt now. This horse is unlike any I've seen. A creature like this will lead our army to victories. Bole's vision was true. He has brought us a war horse worthy of our greatest battles.
Your Majesty, it was not just the horse, but the time and care that allowed it to grow strong. 1,000-li horse is not simply born, it's made with patience and belief. I only saw what others did not.
Bole, you have proven yourself once again. You have given us a weapon that will change the course of history. The kingdom owes you a debt of gratitude. From this day on, you are not just Bo the horse master. You are Bo the man who saw the greatness in what others could not.
It is my honor to serve the kingdom, Your Majesty. The horse belongs to Chu now, and with it, may we conquer all that stands before us.
And so, the 1,000-li horse, once thin, overlooked, and near collapse, became the pride of Chu. It carried the king through victories, its speed and endurance turning into legend. Bo was honored, the kingdom prospered, and patience seemed to have been rewarded. Bo was able to see what that frail horse was truly capable of. He looked beyond the frail body and matted fur. And maybe that's what we can learn from him. Sometimes in life, we encounter things, situations, or people, and we only see what's on the surface. But if we're willing to look a little deeper, to find the potential, then we may be giving life to something wonderful, something that, without our extra time or effort, would have never had the possibility to meet its potential. Thank you for the life lesson, Bo. We'll be sure to keep it in mind.
That was Bo and the 1,000-li horse. Well done, everyone.
Yay. I like the tension between you guys when you were fighting on whether the horse is real or like good enough or not.
Okay, thank you for bringing that up, Yushan, because I felt that my character did not have a very supportive wife.
Yeah, sorry. But that's my role of tension. Bring the tension up in the storyline.
Questioning whether I really knew what I was doing with my life, Yushan. Can you imagine?
I mean, back at that time when the story happened that Bo was serving the Chu kingdom, I think it's a time when his name it's already quite popular and well known. So it's just for us to build up the tension and make it more drastic, a little bit more spice and chemistry that we kind of adapted that, everybody's questioning him, but he remained steady. But actually in history, I think it's quite the opposite. Everybody should be praising on his choice. Maybe.
That was going to be my question, because I was going to ask, if this guy was such a well-known horse whisperer, so to speak, then why would people even wonder whether the horse that he selected was going to be a good one or not? But you're saying we just dramatized to that part.
Spice things up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think his wife was ever mentioned in any historical text.
Me neither. Neither his son, maybe.
I think there is a story in Zhuangzi about his son, but it's a story about his son trying to copy his father's eyes with a horse, but in the end it doesn't really work. But that's another version of the story. But in our version, I think the wife Wei and the son Liang are created by us.
And
we did take a little bit of artistic liberty in the creation of our dramas for the Spring Festival series.
Like, why not? And also, Bo, this figure, he's also deemed to be the starting point in China's history where a horse appraisal, if that's a profession, start to come into being. So before him, nobody realized that, this is actually a skill. That's perhaps also why a lot of people were questioning, like, why do you think this horse will work? You know?
Because it wasn't a common thing among people at the time. Actually, to be fair, I don't think it's a common thing among people now either. I wouldn't know which horse was good and which one wasn't. Yeah. All right. So, Yushan, you have kindly prepared a quiz for us, and this is to see whether we can separate fact from fiction? Am I correct about that, or are we doing a different theme?
I think for the first two questions, so I prepared 4. So the first 2 questions are more like based on factual and based on what's mentioned in what we just heard. And then for the next 2, it's more like expanded outside of the context, since the majority of the storyline that we use to build this script is more or less based on historical facts. So, yep, that's how we're going to do it this time.
Understood. All right, I'm ready. We are ready when you are.
Alrighty. First one. Was Bo Le the horse expert's real given name? Yes or no?
I'm sensing it's a bit of an unfair competition between me and Steve.
It's always like that every time.
Sorry, Steve. I know the correct answer.
So let Steve go first then.
Well, I can sometimes draw on context or my limited knowledge of Chinese history to answer a question or to wager an answer. But this time, I would have no idea whether that was accurate or not. But I will base it on one thing and one thing only. During the preparation of this script, there was a lot of office discussion about Bo Le. Even people who are not on our roundtable team. And not once did anyone say to me, you know, Steve, that wasn't his real name. The answer is yes, it was.
What about you, Fei Fei?
Well, I kind of know that it wasn't his real name. He had a different name in real life. It's called Sun Yang.
And I've just realized my coworkers don't care to share extra information with me.
1 point flies to Fei Fei.
Then where did Bo Le come from?
Well, to answer that, we kind of need to know that Sun Yang is the original figure of the whole Bo Le and the horse story is based on. And the name Bo Le was originally a title unique to Sun Yang, and it was derived from a mythological celestial official. That's one profession in the heavens, believed to be in the heavens, who oversees the horses in the heaven.
So Bo Le was more of a job title.
It's
a god job title.
Godly job title in ancient Chinese mythology beliefs, and people use Bo Le to refer to this guy, Sun Yang, given that he is so talented at, knowing horses.
1 point for Fei Fei.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on to the second one. Did the 1,000 li horse that Bo Le chose in the story later served in war? Yes or no?
Okay, this one I have no idea.
Excellent. You go first this time.
I would assume no, because it's only one horse. And
So
I
what's-
would assume that such a horse would be given to the emperor or the king, and rarely it would be used in real wars.
Fei Fei, your assumption is incorrect. Because why would the king want a horse that can run 1,000 li? For exercise? No. For battle. The answer is yes.
1 point to Steve.
Should brush up on your Chinese history, Fei Fei.
Oh, wow. So the classical scholars have already distilled wisdom on Bo Le and how he's able to recognize and employing talent from the stories that's documented in 战国策楚策四, which in English is called The Strategies of the Warring States.
Exactly.
The
That's exactly where
Strategies
I
of
read.
Chu.
Yeah, that's where I read that.
Yeah, and wow, you read a lot of things. I meant it as a compliment, by the way. So later, it was kind of widely believed that under the command of a famed general at that time, the horse actually followed this general, and it galloped through the air and achieved great merit with him during wartime.
1-1 on the board. Question number 3.
Question number 3, besides judging horses, what other field did Bo Le help pioneer? Like I said, it's an expansion.
Interesting.
And actually, we touched upon it just a little bit in the audio drama.
Really?
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Okay, I'm not really familiar with the story of Bo Le.
You were in the story of Bo Le.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side. I'm always against him. But I would assume, well, in modern contexts, when we talk about Bo Le and the Thousand Li Horse, we are talking about ourselves. For example, we want somebody like Bo Le, like our bosses or our teachers or our mentors, to be that Bo Le, to recognize us as the Thousand Li Horse.
To see the special talent inside you that no one else can see.
Yeah. So that I would see in leadership, in talent recruitment, in human resources.
So you think Bo Le started a human resources company?
Not him. He's the earliest HR.
I remember through doing the story, of course, but when we were getting ready to do the story, that Bo Le, of course, went to the horse market. So I'm thinking Bo Le became a businessman and started his own horse trading company of sorts.
Based on my knowledge, no points for both of you.
Sounds about right.
Because, here's what I found, that beyond horse appraisal, Bo Le was also credited with authoring one classical literature called the Bo Le Classic of Acupuncture.
Oh.
And as early as the spring and autumn and the Warring States period from 770 to 221 BC, records already existed for rabies, scabies, and parasitic diseases in cattle and pigs, and along with legends of medicines shared between humans and animals. So Bo Le was not only good at judging horses, he was really good at veterinary medicine as well. He can tell from the appearance of an animal to see which health states or what possible disease they may get. So that's one more thing that he was actually known for with his work, the Bo Le Classic of Acupuncture. And that's for like curing domesticated animals.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like he's good at recognizing the good horses. And of course, he also, in the drama, he mentioned about, we need to care about these good horses so that their potentials can be unleashed.
I wonder if acupuncture existed before Bo Le or he actually created it. He maybe brought it to the veterinary field and it's still used today. My dog got acupuncture once.
Awesome. Wow.
But did he create it, I wonder?
I think acupuncture, the skill, it was not said in any of the resources I read that he created the skill. But to document it and to, based on his actual experiences of treating animals, to put it together as a literature, that's his doing.
Wow.
So maybe the practice on animals, especially domesticated animals back in that time, indeed was kind of put together by Bo Le.
Final question. No points for either of us there, right?
Correct.
We go into the final round tied at 1.
And I think for the final one, Fei Fei, you probably have more advantage. So this goes like this. How did the meaning of Bo Le change over time in Chinese culture?
Well, I think I've already talked about it.
Already answered, yes.
Yeah, it's about, in human resources, in leadership, in recognizing the potential of others, we can be the Bo Le ourselves, or we can be the Thousand Li Horse that wait for a Bo Le in our life to recognize our potentials.
I agree.
1 point for both. Like, why not? Oh, I love this little chat.
Very good. That was fun. I've enjoyed having quiz time with you guys today. I think I did quite okay on my own.
Yeah.
And it was fun to do that drama as well. Bo Le and the Thousand Li Horse. That was the second installment in our drama series that we have for you this spring festival. That means we have one more tomorrow. I'll give you a little tiny teaser. It's not related to Chinese history. Tune in tomorrow to find out what that is.